Everybody went crazy around the world where they saw T-Mobile was possibly reserving a date. Well, we're reserving a date for June 10th, and a lot of people are possibly thinking it has something to do with the McGregor-Mayweather fight. What do you know about this? Have there been any links to this fight whatsoever with this date being reserved?
From what I've heard, there's no chance it happens in June. I mean, if it does come together, I would be shocked if it comes together. I think what you're seeing here with even the date that was proposed, or the rumored reservation held at T-Mobile Arena, and combine that with what we saw Floyd say over the weekend, with he's coming out of retirement, he wants Conor, let's fight in June. I mean, all these things to me seem interconnected. What that means to me is two things. One, Floyd is trying to force Conor's hand into accepting the deal as it stands, meaning he wants him to accept the financial package that's on the line right now, whatever that may be. Clearly, Conor doesn't agree with the package. So that's basically what, he's trying to force him into it. And then two, by putting the date in June, which is only about 2 months away. I mean, listen, we're already almost mid-March already. We got April and May, and then June 10th. I mean, that's literally 2 months away. What you're trying to do is you're trying to force Conor into a quicker camp to get ready for the fight. And then if he turns it down, or if he says, I don't want to fight in June, then you're making Conor look the worst. You're making him take the egg on the face to say, I turned down the fight, which I don't think is true. I really don't think that's the case. But I think that's all this is. This is posturing to get a response out of Conor McGregor, because all the things that Conor said, now Floyd is responding, and he's giving things. He's saying, I'm out of retirement. He's saying, sign the papers. He's saying, let's do it in June. He's giving all these things that make it look like he's trying to make the fight happen. But what he's really doing is he's trying to make the fight happen while simultaneously kind of making Conor look bad. Now, the date I've heard for this fight, much more realistic, and what I've heard been proposed for months now, is September. Floyd typically likes to fight in May or September. I heard there was a date in September, a specific date in September they were looking at as a potential showdown for Mayweather and McGregor. Now, just like in June, there's a lot that has to happen before that comes together, but I think September is much more realistic. I would say the chances of anything happening in June are slim to none. But again, anything can happen. If you remember when Mayweather and Pacquiao got booked, it was actually kind of late. Like, they didn't get it actually 100% signed and confirmed until I won't say weeks before the fight, but it was pretty close to the fight date when they actually got it confirmed. So anything's possible, but I would look at September as a much more realistic date than I would June.
Yeah, and you know what? It's incredibly frustrating because you go through Facebook and you see like all these people liking and commenting on these bullshit clickbait articles, which are from outlets that don't really cover the sport of MMA or boxing. They're betting websites and, other bullshit websites like that, where they're saying that, it's all confirmed, it's locked in. And I feel bad for anybody who's seeing that and tagging their friends and booking holidays, booking flights, booking accommodations. And so it just goes to show that, even though we sit around here and we sort of, have somewhat of insight, there's a lot of people that don't, and they kind of make decisions because of that. What date are you hearing, though, Damon, in September? Do you know if it's going to be early September, late September? What else can you tell us about this?
From what I've heard, it's if I remember correctly, it's mid-September is about the time that I've heard. Basically, from what I've heard, let me see if I can remember the date that the date that I heard I was told. Now again, this is this is one of those things where where it's all rumor, but there was a date in September that was kind of bantered about and talked about. And let me look at my calendar here and see if I can remember the exact date. September 16th is the date that I heard. Now again, take that with a big grain of salt. Because that is, at the end of the day, still just a date. It's just a Saturday. You know what I mean? It can be any Saturday. I say September 16th. Somebody else can say, oh, no, I heard September 23rd. And somebody else will come back and say, I heard September 9th. September 16th is a date that I heard bantered about, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could just be, hey, we were thinking about this date, and let's kind of leak it out there. Same reason I think the information about the confirmed date being held at T-Mobile Arena was leaked out there. It's just a matter of getting pressure put on one or both parties to sign a deal. And that's even the September 16th date I heard, I wouldn't necessarily believe it. That's why I never reported it. It's just because it's just rumor. There's nothing written in stone to say it's actually going to happen on that date.